ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। यन्नित्यमानन्दमनन्तमेकं शिवेति नाम्ना श्रुतयो गृह्णन्ति तस्यावतारो नररूपधारी कृपासुदाब्धिः भुवि रामकृष्णः। रामकृष्णगतप्राणां तन्नाम श्रवणप्रिया तद्भावरञ्जिताकारा जगन्मातृस्वरूपिणी। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयात् इतरतश्चात्वेषविज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृताय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृता यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं मृतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जयति जगति माया यस्य कायाधवस्ते वचनरचनमेकं केवलं चाकलय्य ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलकुशलपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतोऽस्मि। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। यस्यानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमदितितीर्षतां तमोऽन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां। यस्यात्मभूतस्य गुरोः प्रसादात् अहं विमुक्तोऽस्मि शरीरबन्धात्। सर्वोपदेष्टुः पुरुषोत्तमस्य तस्याङ्घ्रियुग्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। इदं हि पुंसस्तपसश्रुतस्य वा स्विष्टस्य सूक्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयोः अविच्युतो अर्थः कविभिर्निरूपितो यदुत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवर्णनम्। The entire human life is meant for gaining self-knowledge and love the Lord as the self. The entire purpose of existence of scriptures in this creation is to teach this knowledge, to reveal this eternal relationship with the Lord to the humanity. And main purpose of avataratvam is establishing dharma, especially moksha dharma. For the sake of moksha dharma only, all other Vaidika dharmas are established. For the sake of establishing Vaidika dharma only, all other miracles and wars and so many other physical activities are done. So the main purpose of avatara is reminding the humanity about the possibility of gaining freedom while living, which is called as moksha dharma. That is why Bhagavan says in Gita also, paritranaya sadhuna. Sadhu paritranam happens only through protecting the moksha dharma. Or for protecting moksha dharma, sadhu paritranam happens. vice versa. You protect the sadhus, you are protecting the moksha dharma. To protect moksha dharma, you have to protect sadhus. It is like to protect science, you have to protect the scientist. If you protect scientists, you have protected science. So therefore, Narada Bhagavan remains the avataratvam of the Vyasacharya and inspires Vyasacharya to write a Shastram which is understandable to all, whether they are qualified or unqualified, and a Shastram which inspires everyone to go towards the moksha dharma. And in course of his talk, he gives his own life as an example that how Shastra can protect an jiva. How Shastra given through the satsanga can raise a jiva to the level of Brahmaputra. So he quotes his own life example. Aham puratita bhave bhavam mune dasyastu kasyaschana vedavadinam nirupito balaka eva yoginam sushrushane pravrishi nirvivikshata te mayapeta kila chapalerbhake dante dhrita kritanake anuvartini चक्रुः कृपां यद्यपि तुल्यदर्शना शुश्रूषमाणे मुनयोल्पभाषिनि उच्चिष्टलेपानुमोदितो द्विजैः सकृत्स्म भुञ्जे तदपास्तकिल्बिषः एवं प्रवृत्तस्य विशुद्धचेतसः तद्धर्म एवात्म रुचिः प्रजायते. Oh, my dear Vyasacharya, my very own life is the example for the fulfillment through Shastra Sangha and Sadhu Sangha. If Bhagavan wants to give something grand to the Jiva, he gives Satsanga to that Jiva first. That Satsanga leads him to Shastra Sangha, Shastra Sangha leads to Jnanam, Jnanam leads to Ishvara, Ishvara hands over himself to the individual. So, I was a son of a maid servant who was working in the house of Vedavadina, in the house of Brahmins. I lost my father, so my mother had to go for maid servant job. And during the Chaturmasya period, sadhus used to go towards that village and stay in that village for 4 months. So the Brahmins decided to take care of them for 4 months. In order to serve the sadhus, my mother was appointed. Sadhus are given a separate place to stay. Whatever the requirement, food and other thing, my mother will prepare and they will be fed. Along with my mother, I used to go to them. That time I was just 5-year-old boy. While taking me towards sadhus, my mother instructed me, sadhus are grand people, so you should not show your childish pranks and you should be quiet and you should be obedient. Whatever they say, you should do like that. She advised me. So therefore, I behaved with them without any childish pranks. Balakaha eva yogina sushushane pravrishi nirvivikshata. They saw me just opposite traits of a child. Generally a child means, and that to 5-year-old child means here and there roaming, very restless it would have been. But I was Dante akrita kridanake anuvartini. Dantaha. With Dhamma I was keeping quiet because my mother told sadhus are grand. So therefore I was keeping quiet. After my mother left, they caught hold of me. Then they asked me, what is your name? What do you want to become? Like that they asked me. I told, I don't know anything. You tell what should I become? Like that I told. Then they started telling the glory of the Lord. Chakruhu kripam yadyapi tulya darshana. Beautiful it is. Even though they are tulya darshana, they see every jiva as equal. But particularly they did kripa to me. They did not reject me as a mere child. They did not reject me that I am the son of a maid servant born in a lower birth. They showered their grace on me even though I was just 5 years old. How they showered? First they allowed me to serve them. They used to tell, bring this, bring that palm leaf. Like that, small service they gave me. And when they were talking to each other about the glory of the Lord, they allowed me to sit there and hear. Generally, what elders used to do, when elders talk, they will tell to the child, you go and play. But they did not do that. And they shared their food with me. Uchishtalepanu modito dvijaihi sakritsma bunje tadapasta kilvishaha. They gave their prasad. As even I was with them, serving, hearing their talks indirectly. They did not teach me. They were talking. And sharing the food with them, slowly my mind got purified, he says. What is a sign that a person's mind got purified? Narada Bhagavan says, if you have the interest to hear the Shastra, that is the main sign that your mind is purified, your mind is without raga dvesha. Shastra Shravana Icha is the indication. Hearing the glory of someone without any jealousy, without any contempt is a sign of purification of the heart. Shishupala could not hear the glory of the Lord. Duryodhana could not hear the glory of the Lord. Shakuni uncle could not hear the glory of the Lord. Whenever the Bhishmacharya or Vidura or any other sadhu tries to tell that Krishna Bhagavan is something grand, so go by his advice, immediately they will start criticizing. The sign of purity of mind is interest in hearing scriptures. So that is why Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. A person who is not interested in hearing the values of life, why he doesn't have that interest? Because he doesn't accept it. He is not interested in cultivating it. Why? Because of impurities, because of strong desires and likes and dislikes. So, the first sign of purity of mind is Shastra Shravana and Vinita, humility. How it comes? Here Narada Bhagavan says, if you eat their uchishta, whatever sadhus eat, if you eat, your mind will get purity. Because the body and mind are connected. If the body is given rajasic and tamasic food, naturally mind will be rajasic and tamasic. Many people get sleep in Shastra Sangha. Even in Arati, Bhajan, like that, because tamasic. Many people become restless because our Arati song is half an hour and slowly sung. And it is in Bengali and Sanskrit combination. So people don't understand. So naturally sleep comes. It is meant for meditation. Entire Arati song is meant for meditation. But tamasic mind cannot meditate. Automatically it will sleep. Rajasic mind means get away and go. What they are thinking? Like that. because it is full of Vedantic thoughts. Khandana bhava bandhana. Beginning itself, bhava bandhana khandana. Purpose of Arati is what? Bhava bandhana khandana. So generally satsanga is not attracting one because of impurity. Because fear will be there, one thing, and jealous will be there. Because even if he knows that they got something, sadhus got something grand, because they are happy and peaceful, without anything. And I am not happy and peaceful with many things. So naturally the jealous. That's why after instructing Gita, Bhagavan says, don't give this teaching to a person who doesn't do tapasya and who has jealous on me. Bhagavan says there. It is a wonder why a person gets jealous on Bhagavan. Reason is because somebody is glorified. If I am not glorified, naturally I get jealous. Because somebody is glorified. Very glorification is the comparison statement for me. Rama never told lie. If somebody says, who knows? That means what? This fellow is a liar. So he cannot accept it. So therefore, through these shlokas, Narada Bhagavan says, Dantaha Vinitaha Satsangat Pravartitaha. A humble and self-controlled person having sadhu sangha will lead to what Evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasaha. Purity of mind. Tad dharma eva atma ruchihi prajayate. Atma ruchi comes. We know ice cream ruchihi, filter coffee ruchihi, masala dosa ruchihi, vegetable pulao ruchihi. Here, atma ruchihi. He did not tell their food was ruchihi. Eating their food, being with them, serving them, I got atma ruchihi. Tatranvaham Krishna Katha Pragayata Anugrahena Shravanam Manoharaha Ta Shraddaya Me Anupadam Vishrunvataha Priyashravasyanga Mama Bhavat Ruchihi. They found that I am becoming more and more peaceful. Therefore, they asked me to sit in front of them. That is a big status, to sit in front of sadhus. And they started telling stories of Krishna. Here Krishna means not Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Vishnu also has the name called Krishna. By their blessing, I was able to listen the attractive glories of the Lord. With all attentiveness, they taught me Lord's glory. Haphazardly, they did not teach me. Small boy only, like that many people bluff. So they did not bluff. With all seriousness, whatever has to be told, if a person, qualified person is in front of them, same thing they told attentively. By listening them attentively, I developed devotion to the Lord. Generally, elders think that children don't understand this type of higher level of teachings. But here Narada Bhagavan says, it is a false opinion. Children only receive it with all attentiveness. Because children IQ works up to 5th or 6th age only. After that, no working IQ. Whatever you have given within the 5 years or 6 years, that is going to be carried forward for the whole life. This is the one teaching which actually initiates the IQ of any individual. What do you mean by IQ? IQ means learning something with ease, which is not possible for others to learn. And the children have always the question, who am I? Who am I? Who is this? What is that? Why should not I go? This questioning mind only up to 5 years only. Understood? That time you give the right answer, it is clean slate. The Purva Samskara has not yet manifested, nor they have established body idea with them. That's why 3-year-old, 4-year-old children don't bother about removing their dress. Where they will remove, only Bhagavan knows. They don't bother about it because they have not established in their own mind that I am body idea. So in that period, if you teach, you are not body. I also thought same thing, Swamiji. He will think inside the mind. They are telling, wear trouser, wear trouser. Why should I wear trouser? Then they told, I am human being, I am boy, shame, shame, puppy shame. Now you tell, I am not human being. Correct. What I am? Next question. You are child of the Lord. Oh, I am the child of the Lord. You are a wonderful entity. Body is a place where you live. Like that, nice teachings if you give at the age of 4 or 5 itself, it should be given. So, that time, I observed them because children have observation capacity. More than hearing capacity, listening capacity, they have observation capacity. I observed the sadhus when they talk about the God, when they talk about the glory of the Lord, their face was beaming with joy. Their physical body language is something very grand. Other times they keep themselves very with all humility, simple, humble people. But when they talk about God, with what authority they talk, I observed, then in their absence, I used to imitate them. Then Vyasacharya asked, how you used to imitate? Very simple. I also wore kaupina like them. Removed all my dress because they told I am not body. So removed all my dress. Simply I wore kaupina and stood in front of my mummy with all bhasma and nama. My mummy got fear. Hey, what happened? No, the sadhus told that I am the child of the Lord. You are also child of the Lord. Child of the Lord doesn't need any decorum. Like that they told. So therefore, like that, I used to imitate them and I listened to them for 4 months. Children generally have that imitating capacity. In Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's life also we come across same thing. Whatever Narada Bhagavan says, same thing happened in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. When sadhus stayed in that Kamarpukur village on the way to Ganga Sagar, Mother Chandramani Devi used to go and serve the sadhus. So she took Sri Ramakrishna also along with her. So Sri Ramakrishna was very attracted to sadhus. So there itself Dharma Samsthabana should start now. Paritranaya sadhu now. So he used to be with sadhus. So mother also thought, all right, let me be free. Because very difficult to handle him. So at least they are handling him like that. So suddenly one day she found this Gadadhar is standing in front of her with kaupina, with all bhasma, with danda. I want to become a monk, like that he told. Then mother got very angry. Then she dragged Sri Ramakrishna, Gadadhara, and brought him to the sadhus and started scolding sadhus. I have this wonderful child, you are trying to take away from me, like that. Sadhus understood, and it is written in the biography of the Guru Maharaj that sadhus gave an assurance, even if he become a monk, he will take care of. So therefore don't worry. Who is going to become a monk or who is going to become a householder? It is not in our hands. Just because people come to us, they don't become monks. If their prarabdha is there, they will become monk. Even if this boy becomes monk, he will take care of you up to your lifetime. So don't worry, don't obstruct him coming to us. So mother is assured. Atmanastu kamaya. All right. Whatever may be his prarabdha, I am assured. So the imitation power brings a additional color to the learning. Imitation power brings additional facility to learning the grand philosophy of life. So I spent 4 months in this way in their association. My mind was totally converted as the devoted mind. They converted me as the devotee of the Lord. Tasminstata labdha rucher mahamune priyashravasya phalita matir mama yayahametat sadasattvamayaya pashe mayi brahmani kalpitam pare तस्यैवं मे अनुरक्तस्य प्रश्रितस्य हतैन सह श्रद्धदानस्य बालस्य दान्तस्य अनुचरस्य च ज्ञानं गुह्यतमं यत्तत् साक्षात् भगवतोदितम् अन्ववोचन् गमिष्यन्तः कृपया दीनवत्सला येनैवाहं भगवतो वासुदेवस्य वेदसः मायानुभावम् अविदं येन गच्छन्ति तत्पदम्. Narada Bhagavan describes the conversion of his personality. So they taught me about the glory of the Lord. What is the glory of the Lord? Even though he does all Srishti Sthiti Laya Karma, he is not attached with any action. Nisangatvam is the grandest glory of the Lord. If this Nisangatvam is not there, then Srishti Sthiti Laya Karmani will be what? Samsara Karmani for him. An ordinary householder does Srishti Sthiti Laya Karma. Okay. He creates a house, he creates a family, maintains the family, then after some time destroys that also. So Srishti Sthiti Karma happens in everybody's life. Since Nisangam is not there, detachment is not there, naturally it becomes a samsarik jivanam. So if Bhagavan doesn't have Nisangatvam, then naturally he will be the most suffering one. Because all are his children. And when children suffer, as a father, he has to suffer. But Bhagavan doesn't seem to suffer. Why? Because of this knowledge that I am Paramarthika Satyam. Nisangatvam is due to the knowledge. Sad asad mayaya idam jagat asti. Sad asad. Exists, goes away. Exists, goes away. What went away comes and exists. Jatasya dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya. It is a cycle. This Maya cycle, this is not a real cycle. This is Maya one. Therefore, he keeps himself as the Asanga Vastu. Same glory is there for me, like that a sadhu's thought. I also can live in this world without any attachment, in spite of being very busy in life. Have you heard that Narada Bhagavan did tapas? Nowhere in this scripture it is there. Narada Bhagavan did Nama Sankirtan. And he went and interfered everybody's life, whether it is Asura or Avatara. and he doesn't have any distinction between male or female. He can enter anybody's house. He was not afraid of going to the society also, unlike other rishis. Other rishis are afraid of going to the society, or society was afraid of going to these rishis. Durvasa Rishi. Society was afraid. So, Narada Bhagavan says, I also learned that technique. What is that technique? Guhyatamam jnanam yat sakshat bhagavatodhitam yena aham vasudevasya maya anubhavam. What is the nature of maya? I have understood. Avidya is called maya. Ignorance is called maya. There is nothing called maya external to the individual. Avidam yena, without maya, if a person exists, gachanti tadpadam. Gachanti means what? Jananti. Gam dhatu has two meanings. To go, to know. This is the problem. Here gachanti means everybody will translate to reach God. By knowing whom, you can reach God. Here, that is not the meaning. By knowing whom, you attain God. You identify yourself with the Lord. That is the meaning. See, reaching Bhagavan or being united with the Bhagavan or attaining Bhagavan can never be in the form of any action or incident. If that attainment has to be a process or an incident, for that Bhagavan has to be away from me. And there must be demarcation between Bhagavan and me. If there is a demarcation, as I am limited by that line demarcation, so Lord also is demarcated. Being limited, I am subject to mrityuhu and samsara. Bhagavan also is subject to mrityuhu and samsara. See, you draw a line, that line belongs to both, na? Both sides. Na? When you draw a line, that line belongs to both sides. So when one side is limited, another side also will be limited. If I am limited by that line of separation, Bhagavan also is limited. Being limited, if I am subject to samsara and mrityu, Bhagavan also is subject to samsara and mrityu. So there is no purpose of worshipping him. There is no purpose of desiring to get him in our life. And moreover, what is that line which separates me and Bhagavan? Please tell. Is it a kalaha? If it is a kalaha, that Bhagavan is not available this time, out of station. Where out of station? Is it deshaha? He has gone to Vaikunta. I will come after 4 days. Yamadharmaraja can travel. Because he is not Devadi Deva. He is not Bhagavan. He is a servant of the Bhagavan. An individual, a jiva, jnani jiva, that's all. But Bhagavan, you cannot limit him either by time or space or causality. Therefore, akhanda vastu, that akhanda vastu can be attained only by knowledge. That's what here he says, jnanam guhyatamam yad. What is that guhyatamam jnanam? First thing is guhyam jnanam, what it is. What is guhyam jnanam? Dharma jnanam is called guhyam jnanam. Guhyam means secret. What is the secret knowledge? Knowledge about the dharma. What is righteousness? Very difficult to understand without the help of Shastra. What I think is right, that is the opinion of general public. What is think may not be right. A manasachi solluchi Swamiji. Adane problem. Fellows claim my inner conscience told. What inner? Where is inner conscience? Do you know what it is? You are carried away by your whimsical mind. It is not inner conscience. So what is dharma? Very difficult to understand. That's why dharma sankatam comes. In many great people's life, we find normal man doesn't have any sankatam at all. Because dharma itself is not there. Where is this dharma sankatam? I do what I like, that's all. There is nothing called restriction in my life. But for great people, Mahatmas, they have accepted the restrictions given by the Shastra Pramanam. Like a child has accepted the restriction given by the mother, you cannot go to restroom anywhere and everywhere at any time. You have to go to the proper place only. Like a dog which is brought up in a house. So dog will be taught. You cannot do as you like in the home. You can do that in the street, not in home. Like that they will beat and tell the dog. So it has accepted because some comforts come. Similarly, human being also has accepted certain norms. You have to wear a dress. You have to behave in this way, like that. Similarly, with regard to dharma, Shastra, Shruti Mata gives restrictions. Very difficult to understand. So that is called Guhyam Jnana, secret knowledge. What is Guhyataram? More secret knowledge. Saguna Ishvara Jnanam. Vishwam Vishnuhu. Shastra alone reveals that. Entire creation is nothing but Ishvara's Rupam with all three gunas. Saguna Ishvara Jnana is called Guhyataram Jnana. Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam, Atma Jnanam, Atmanaha Brahmatva Jnanam is Guhyatamam Jnana. Understood? Secret, greater secret, greatest secret. Guhyatama means greatest secret. I got it. Yet is Sakshad Bhagavata Uditam. What Bhagavan has revealed in the scriptures, they have taught me. Yena Yeva Aham Bhagavato Vasudevasya Vedasaha Maya Anubhavam Avidam Yena Gachanti Tatpatam. By gaining that knowledge, I got freedom from Maya Anubhava. What a assertion. You see, 5-year-old child got this. He says, I got it. I got it. Then Vyasacharya was wondering, at the age of 5, yes, that is the greatness of Shastra Sangha. That is the greatness of sadhus who associated with me or with whom I had the fortune of associating. Then bhaktihi pravruta atma rajas tamopaha. I got devotion to the Lord, which is divide of rajas and tamo bhaktihi. What is that rajas and tamo bhaktihi? Tamo bhaktihi means a bhakti which is for destructive activities. Rajo bhaktihi means which is meant for propitiating one's ignorance and samsaric desires. Here Sattva Bhakti has come. So, Prashritasya Hata Ena Saha Shraddhadanasya Balasya Dantasya Anucharasya Cha. How you got? Suddenly how you got? No. I was such a wonderful disciple for them. They understood. I am with all humility, with self-control. Whatever they told, I did it. Anuraktasya, very attached to them. Tamopahasya, hatayena saha. Yenas means papa. Divide of papa, shraddadanaha. How many Atma Guna is told here? So he is telling all the transformation very quickly, as though happened. But it did not happen very quickly because that jiva might have been prepared in many Janmas. But in this Janma, happened to born as a child of a poor mother, child of a maid servant. And in those days, maid servant children are not accepted in the society for Shastra Shravan. That is why he says, Chakruhu Kripa. Even though I was a maid servant, they did not reject me. They saw my Atma Guna, Daivi Gunas, which are inside my mind, they saw and allowed to move with them, stay with them, hear the glories of the Lord, and finally I was converted as a wonderful, knowledgeable person. Then Vyasacharya wondered, then how you are converted as Narada Rishi? Please tell that story. You got knowledge, okay, that is in the body as child of the maid servant. So how you got this Narada Padavi? Because free visa, even I don't have free visa for other continents or other lokas. And I never saw you were worried for any reason. And you are Chiranjeevi, long life you have. Very long life may be the cause of worry. Many people want to die, because they cannot handle their mind. எப்போ சாவு வரும்னு தெரியல சாமி. ஏன் வரணும்? No, I cannot bear. Leg pain I cannot bear. Body pain I cannot bear. The putra pain I cannot bear. Daughter-in-law pain I cannot bear. They want to live, but pain they cannot bear, therefore they want to give. So neither you had any pain, samsaric pain, nor you are afraid of living long life. And you are a happy soul. How you got converted as Narada Rishi like that? When Vyasacharya asked, Narada Bhagavan says, after 4 months, they wanted to leave me. Because they are on their way. After the end of the 4 months, Chaturmasya Vrata over. So, they want to leave the village. I also wanted to accompany them. Then they remembered the assurance given to my mother. So they told, you stay with your mother. Even though we are physically away, we will be always together in Lord. And the knowledge given by us will be with you as the eternal companion. No human being can be with any other human being whole life. And you cannot follow our lifestyle. You are mere child. So stay with your mother and serve the mother. When I cried adamantly to take me also, they told, we are all Atma Bandhus. Separation gives pain to us also. Leaving such a wonderful child, which understood the highest philosophy, highest knowledge of the creation, leaving that a wonderful child is painful for us also. So we have to bear this pain. Depend upon the Lord, don't depend upon us. This is the grandness of sadhu sangha. Satsangatve nissangatva. Nissangatve nirmohat. Nirmohatve nischalitatvam. Nischalitatve jivan muktihi. Sadhus not only take us from unwanted association, they will not allow us to be attached with them also. Understand? Not only they release us from worldly association, they release us from their own association. And they want to give only association of knowledge which doesn't have any weight. Knowledge doesn't have weight. Any other thing in the creation has a weight. Even emotions has weight. My heart is full of weight, Swamiji. What? Emotions. Emotions has weight. And objects certainly have weight. Even a 1 gram earring has a weight, correct? Anything in the creation has a weight. Only one thing which doesn't have weight. What is it? Knowledge. What knowledge? The self-knowledge only doesn't have weight. Other knowledge will create weight. Head weight it is called. I am PhD. I am so and so. I am IAS. But Jnani doesn't say, I am Jnani. Jnani says Tattvamasi. What is the sign of a Jnani? He says to the audience, Tattvamasi. You are Bhagavan. Bhagavan Sri Ram Krishna bows down to Narendra at the first meeting. Oh Bhagavan, you have come late. Okay, he is bowing down to Narendra because Narendra may be a companion, spiritual companion. The same Bhagavan Ramakrishna goes to a woman and bows down who carries toilet on her head. Human toilet were carried by scavengers in those days. She was carrying in a tub. This man goes and falls at the feet. Mother, mother. She was shocked because people will not see at her. That was her experience in the society. If people happen to encounter, they close their nose and go. To such a person, this great person comes and falls at my feet, addressing me, Mother, Divine Mother, Universal Mother. So this knowledge doesn't create any weight. If at all you happen to see someone has weight, head weight, and at the same time claims I have scriptural knowledge, say thanks to him and get away. Vidya dadati vinayam. Atma vidya alone gives vinayam. Because of that vinayam, they don't bother about somebody's humiliation, nor they bother about somebody's honor. This child want to serve, Narada want to serve sadhu's whole life as the sign of gratitude. Then also what they say? Not necessary. We will take care of ourselves. And Bhagavan is there to take care of. Before your arrival, you are happy. After your departure also, we will be happy. This is the sign of sadhu. If you give something and the person want to show his gratitude, what the normal person's mind? Show. If he doesn't show, there will be an expectation and what you call disappointment. This fellow did not tell thanks also. Correct? Nothing is there in the minds of the sadhus because they are Atmajnanina. For them, there is no second entity, including the disciple Narada. It's all Maya, transactional reality. Some jiva appears in front of them, and if they find that the jiva is qualified, pure. What is the qualification? Purity. That's all, nothing else. Purity and purity born humility. Humility is always sign of purity. Understand? That is why anybody is arrogant. Naturally, what others understand? His mind is full of desires, strong whims and fancies. So, they told me that to stay with the mother. I was staying with my mother without any bondage, serving her. One day, she was bitten by a snake. That day, she was crying. My dear, without me, how you are going to live? She was not aware of the conversion happened in the mind of Narada. So she was crying, I am leaving you. What can I do? Snake has bitten. Here Narada Bhagavan says, poor lady did not have this knowledge that every jiva is protected by Ishvara. Sa swatantra na kalpasit yogakshemam mamechati ishasya hi vashe loko yosha darumayi yatha. Beautiful understand. Ishasya vashe lokaha. Entire loka is Ishasya vasham. How you know? Yosha darumayi yatha. In puppet show, there are toys will be there. In puppet show, have you seen that? That every toy will talk, dance, and do so many things, even fight also. But the rope is with the puppet show wala. Big puppet show is going on. Bhagavan is the puppet shower. And he holds every action of the toy. Darumayi yosha yatha. Beautiful example it is. Because he want to say human being or any other jiva doesn't have any option or freedom with regard to experiences, incidents in life. With regard to any incident or any experience in life, human being doesn't have any freedom. Human being has freedom for only one thing: learning from those experiences and incidents. And protecting oneself not to reoccur same suffering giving experience. Understand? Other living beings don't have that also. Suppose a tiger failed through wrong chasing. Will it plan and correct? Why I did not get the deer? I have to plan. Before hunger comes, I have to catch. Like that, can it think what happened previously? What should happen? No thinking. Instinct driven. All living beings are instinct driven. Here Bhagavan gives intellect also along with instinct driven humanity. Humanity also instinct driven only. That is called, he is called prakrutaha, prakriti vashangataha. If he is not taught, he doesn't learn anything. If he is not taught, he will be as wild as animals. In spite of teaching itself, many people are wild. So human being is given additional faculty called intellect to restrain his prakritic activities and learn to get freedom from these prakritic samskaras, prakritic thought process. Otherwise, it is like yosha darumayi yatha. Aswatantra. Sa aswatantra. Poor lady did not know. She doesn't have any swatantrata. When to pass away, she doesn't know. She cannot decide. How many days I have to live? At least that capacity I should have. Na? If I am swatantraha. People say I am free person. Free. What free? Sri Ramakrishna used to say, your freedom is like the freedom given to a cow which is tied with a stump. The cow thinks that it is free, but it doesn't know it is tied with a rope. When it tries to go little bit away, then only, oh, somebody has tied me like that. So similarly, human freedom also is with regard to only one thing. What it is? Acquiring knowledge, learning, and getting freedom from all this instinctual behavior, lifestyle, goals, and other things. So here he says, Yogakshemam mama ichchati. She was worried about my Yogakshema. What yoga I had? Yoga means something already attained. What I attained? Only poor mother who had to work even to feed me daily. Nothing I have. And Shemam, what is there with me? Nothing is there. But she was worried. Oh, what will happen in my absence? What happened in your presence also, you tell. If parent cry, oh, what will happen in my absence? If the child start asking, what happened in your presence, you tell. What happened? You could not feed me even 3 times food. You could not give me dharma idea. You could not teach me properly. Nothing you did. That is why many children are angry with parent. When they grow, they show it. As long as they don't grow, as long as they are children, they keep it like this. They don't obey. Why? Because you are not given anything. What you sow, you reap. As a parent, what you sow, you reap. Fortunately for Narada Bhagavan, some other have taken the responsibility of giving. That's why Sadhu Sangha. Very important. If parents are responsible people, they know their limitation in teaching the child. So naturally they will take the child to a place where teaching is given free of cost, without any tag. Anywhere you go, tag is there. Anywhere you go. Even the so-called learning place called school, tag, school fees. You have to sell your property to pay that school fees. 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh. What they teach? Mathematics, science. And many parents proudly say, exam Swamiji, that is why I have not bring my child. What exam? Midterm exam. Many parents, whenever Mother Jayanti comes on weekdays, Sarada Devi Jayanti or Ramakrishna, why you did not come, why bring your child? Exam Swamiji. What exam? So what the parent give to the child, and that to this maid servant mother could give. But Narada Bhagavan did not have any remorse, and he had pity. Poor lady, she could feed me. She passed away. Generally, in that age, if mother passes away, children will cry. But I did not cry, he says. Ekata nirgatam gehat duhantim nishigam pati sarpo adashat patas prishtaha kripanam kalachoditaha tada tad aham ishasya bhaktanam shamabhipsitaha anugraham manyamanaha pratishtam dishamuttaram. I considered it as the blessing of the Bhagavan. See, I consider my mother's death as the blessing of the Bhagavan. In two ways. It is a blessing for her. She did not struggle even to fill her stomach and my stomach. Her prarabdha is over. So she did not struggle. And I also need not struggle. So therefore, here he says, Bhaktanam shama abhipsataha ishasya anugraham iti manyamana. The well-wisher of the devotees is Ishvara. If Ishvara wished death of my mother, so it is nice for me. What a clarity. It is nice for me. The same child was crying when sadhus went away. Narada Bhagavan says, when they went away, I was very adamant and crying not to leave them, their association. I want to accompany them. The same child says, I was not worried about my mother's death. I consider it as a Ishwarasya Anugraham. Because Bhagavan alone knows what is good for an individual. Sarvam Bhagavat Kripa Eva. Like that, I considered and performed the last rites of the mother and Disham Uttaram Prachishtam. I went towards the northern Bharata Desha. That means what? He might have been in South India. For that only I am mentioning that. All great people are from South India, you know. But the thing is, they go towards north. Bhagavan Shankara, then Bhagavan Ramanujacharya. So many grand, those who are committed for knowledge pursuit, all from South India. Anyhow, so I proceeded towards the North India. See, when you don't have work, you will be probing the scripture only. So I used to do that. I always probe the scripture. Why this word is kept? I went towards North India, why he should tell? That means he might have been in South India. Like, this is called probing. Probing the scripture means you don't get bored. People say, Swamiji, same idea you told. Are, you have not yet understood. That is why it is repeated 1,000 times. In scripture, many ideas are repeated 1,000 times. Even in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Why? If you would have understood, you will not tell this. Same thing here, because you will enjoy it. You don't tell, same food you are feeding. Idli you are eating for 70 years, you don't get bored. Dosa you eat for 80 years, you don't get bored. But you are bored with same incident or same stories if it is told in the scripture. That means what? Your mind is not for that. See, in whichever area you have interest, you will not be bored. Similarly, Narada Bhagavan says, I was not at all bored. So I started singing the glory of the Lord, started walking towards the North India. How you know? Naman yanantasya hatatra pafpatan guhyani bhadrani krutani chasmaran gam paryatan tushtamana sprugaha kalam pratikshan vimado vimatsaraha. It's a beautiful lifestyle. He says, without any care about my future life, I started going towards the north, singing the glory of the Lord, thinking about the Lord, talking about the Lord, meditating on the Lord. I lived wonderfully. Then what happened? How you became Narada Rishi, that you tell. When Vyasacharya asked like this, please come tomorrow satsanga, I will tell like that, he told. Om Tadeva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam Tadeva Shashvan Manaso Mahotsavam Tadeva Shokarnavam Shochanam Drinam Yaduttama Shloka Yashonugiyate Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda Govinda.
अच्युतं केशवं रामनारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरिं श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिकावल्लभं जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे अच्युतं केशवं सत्यभामाधवं माधवं श्रीहरं सद्विग्रहम् वन्द्ययामालया शोभितो सस्थलम् लोहिताङ्घ्रिद्वयम् वारिजाक्षम् भजे लोहिताङ्घ्रिद्वयम् वारिजाक्षम् भजे कुञ्चितैः कुन्तलैर्भासमानाननम् रत्न